What's good, y'all? This is your favorite music journalist, Cleveland Bro. You may know me as Puppy Cleve, and this is the first ever year-end music roundup video that I'm doing. But this video is very special as I bring in a very special guest, someone who I deem as having some of the best taste within music. His name is Julian. He is the founder and host of Procrastination Radio. And within this video, I did divide this up into a couple different categories where we talk about our favorite albums within 2025, favorite and worst moments, artists that we discovered, and of course, since we're both from the state of Florida, we'll be talking about some of our favorite artists' music that's from the crib. I think the conversation that we had around music was cool and just fun, and I think this is something that you guys will really enjoy, so I hope you guys tune in. And without further ado, let's get into it. And of course, please like and subscribe, share it to a friend. That would be greatly appreciated. Yeah, man, how are you?
I'm good. It's been a long year, and I think the topic of finding our favorite albums and projects was is a lot harder than I thought it would be. I think in combination with all the things that were going on this year, it was interesting to listen to music. So it was really a fun process to kind of re-listen to things and find that I didn't like some things as much, find that I love some things more than I thought I would. And yeah, just grateful to be here. Likewise, I appreciate everything that you do and that you have been doing. So this was like something that I jumped to want to be a part of. So I appreciate it.
Of course, I want to start off with I met you at the Big Calf,
Yes.
which was my first ever music festival. Went on my
That's
own,
crazy.
and it was just so cool just to be around y'all and the other artists from Mike, Navy Blue, and it was just cool just to see all that and just to see how that stuff was this ensemble of everything that was just crazy to me. I've never witnessed something like that before, and it was just really cool. I don't know if I went to, I always wanted to go to Rolling Loud, but
Yeah.
I don't think that would be such an overwhelming
Yeah.
experience versus that.
It feels so different. I think what the team over there is doing with How Bizarre is so intimate, and I think such a big thing for Florida to see that kind of caliber of artists. And it's weird to think about that was this year. It's funny looking back.
Yeah,
I was looking on my Instagram and I was like, this was this year. It felt like miles and miles ago. But it did specifically kind of change how I looked at a lot of music, and just being able to see people and feel like people were approachable. And yeah, it just was really good. But the size comparison with that and Rolling Loud it feels like night and day, just because
yeah,
Rolling Loud just has 35 billion things going on, which is also like it's crazy. Like Rolling Loud, like 3 points, we kind of have so many opportunities to see people we care about and that we love and that we appreciate their music. And it was really a blessing to be able to interact with those people directly at Big Calf. So yeah, it was cool meeting you and being a part of some of the videos you did. It was nice.
yeah. And I really want to go to 3 points. I gotta
Yeah.
make my mission 2026 to go to 3 points.
Yes.
But
I slept this year.
really,
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to go, and then I think just like the life started lifing around that time. And so just I wasn't there, but the homies at Third Spaces were killing it with the coverage. And yeah, I think specifically with all the Florida peeps, I feel like we have to make an effort to get to them stations and kind of show out, and they take up the space,
absolutely.
yeah.
But just getting into the music, I felt like 2025 was a lot.
Yeah.
2024 we had a really great year of music from Tyler the Creator, Copia, Kendrick Lamar, GNX, the whole Drake and Kendrick battle that was pretty much took over the whole year of 2024. But
Yeah.
going in 2025, I kind of felt like it was I wouldn't say oversaturated, but
Yeah.
overwhelming with a whole
Yeah.
lot of music that was coming out. A lot of people were dropping new projects, a lot of debuts, a lot of people who were kind of making a breakout. But, and I also like to think that this year alone was a lot of music that was kind of about transformation and healing and also grieving. A lot of people that's dealing with pain, but still, nonetheless, it's been a great year of music. I want to start off with your favorite moments within music this year. So that could have been a concert that you attended to, stuff
Yeah.
that's been happening in the news, and whatnot. Just I'm gonna let you kick that off though.
Yeah, yeah. I think my favorite kind of occurrence that was happening was, we have so many platforms like Tiny Desk and Colors. Kind of that feeling of live music felt like people were super attracted to that and super
Yeah,
attracted to that conversation. Specifically, the moment with when Mike went on Tiny Desk, which again was like a kind of the collision of like felt
that
like
was
two
crazy.
things of like the commercial world of like this is a secret, we don't, and then it's like, oh no, everybody who
Yeah,
needs to
everybody
know
knows.
knows.
Yeah,
Yes, so and I know some people feel weird about that when their favorite artists get to this specific place, which I always thought was weird because get your paper, bro, like like
yeah, that
you
part,
gotta
that
move
part.
through it. But it just was beautiful to see people feel more open to communicate the feelings that live music kind of puts into you, and kind of the difference it makes seeing somebody in person, kind of like I was mentioning with Big Calf, like, and again, getting to see Mike two times in person before that happened also felt like a crazier moment because it just
Mm,
kind of like cemented like, oh, this is like a
yeah,
generational talent, and everything that he's doing with 10K, like just the whole movement, I think, was kind of a standout for me, with Niante, Salimata, and everybody else on that label.
yeah,
um, it just was a really beautiful moment to see an artist be so emotional, and to connect and communicate such emotional music. So I think the combination of the Mike Tiny Desk kind of spiraled into me just being like, live music is at a different level right now, and I think more people are realizing that performance is a tenet of being an artist. You can't
absolutely.
forget that that is a big part of what you do. So I think that's one of the many answers that I have.
I know for me, witnessing Mike for the first time, and which was at the music festival,
Yeah,
um, man, just the way he performs is just like you really attach yourself to the words, and he
yeah,
like it's like he's bearing his soul while he's rapping, and
yeah,
like, and then I saw him in Tampa again, and then witnessing, like you said, 10K label, which I feel like they may be the best rap label right
yeah,
now,
yeah,
or
yeah,
just music label in general. But like so much talented artists, and I think some of them are making my list for favorite discoveries. But
yeah,
um, yeah, man, he's probably my favorite rapper right now.
yeah,
He
yeah,
may be, he may just
yeah,
be. But other than that, like my favorite moments is Clips
yeah,
and their comeback this year and the marketing rollout. Definitely top 5 rap album of the year for me.
yeah,
Just to seeing them unify once again, delivering some of the best rap versus Let God Sort Them Out is definitely one of my favorite albums of the year. And just seeing the traditional
mm-hmm,
rollout that we haven't seen in
yeah,
such a long time, going to different
yeah.
publications. They went to like literally every other publication, like
They were every
Rolling Stone, I think B Dot. They went
yeah, New
to
York
like
Times.
literally New York Times, like
Yeah,
GQ, like they literally
yeah,
went everywhere.
yeah.
And even performing at the I don't want to say it wrong, but where they went overseas.
Oh, at the not the Vatican. I think
Yeah, it
not
is
the
the Vatican. I
Vatican.
think that's the. Is it the Vatican?
I don't know.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, the Vatican. But
Yeah,
just doing that and seeing hip hop in this form
yeah,
was insane to me.
yeah.
Um, yeah, that's one of my favorite things.
No, I that was outside of the music, which is funny because I think you mentioned the Drake Kendrick situation. I feel like that kind of rolled into a lot of the
Oh
early
yeah,
2025. In a way, I didn't think that it would happen. I think a lot of that had to do with like the Super Bowl and everything else, where it kind of like cemented that. But I think for hip hop and for music, for black music, I think it was a cool momentum shift to kind of give the
mm,
baton to Clips and have them really take it seriously, and like you said, just kind of, not even kind of, like, bring back so much of like the physical kind of door to door
yeah,
approach
man,
to
yeah,
music, which I think is like a bigger conversation for artists as a whole of what the transition into next year is going to look like. But again, a really emotional project, a really braggadocious,
That's the
religious. Like
clips.
it was so
Yeah.
many pieces of that are just super amazing, and I'm glad that they didn't take their foot off the gas and kind of handed in one of, I think, my favorite projects of the year.
Did you have another moment that you felt like was really great this year?
I think on the topic of the rollouts, I think seeing people's approaches to communicating their messages with music was really cool. Like on the
Mm-hmm.
technical side, I think that kind of encompasses a lot of stuff. I know a lot of what I think Tyler has been doing with just communicating, like keep promoting your your work.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a thing that a lot of artists coming into promotion that might have not seen what it took to sell an album, a little bit before that time, kind of have a different mindset of what it means to push music and get some fatigue of having to continuously be like, listen to my album, listen to my project, listen to my album, listen to my project. I think one of my favorite projects with Liam, with his release this year, like he's still dropping stuff from that album. It didn't come
Mm.
out too long ago, but he's still releasing stuff, and I think there's like a fluidity now that feels even different than I think the traditional way of releasing projects. So I think there are artists who are constantly breaking the mold and constantly uh, trying to keep the audience and themselves excited and entertained by just connecting to, like, my music is really good and I believe that. So that's why I want you to know that. I want you to feel that, and that level of confidence has been something that I really enjoyed seeing from more people, instead of just the reliance on the static, like I'm gonna make 35,000 TikToks and that's gonna be the whole strategy. It's like, nah, like you worked for a couple
you
months
you
to a
you
year.
put more thought. Yeah.
Yeah, you show up on a platform and talk, and I think, yeah, and I think, again, rolling into that, I think the resurgence of a lot of our peers in the media space
Mm-hmm.
kind of transitioning back into conversational situations and into more written articles, and be like,
Yeah.
I got to do some research and I got to cite my sources, and so I'm like, okay, everybody kind of, we're
Yeah.
getting back to being
Yeah.
like,
We're
this
getting
is
back to
serious,
the basics, like the
Yes,
fundamentals. Like,
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
man. Like I think it's all about appreciation and appreciation of detail, the process, the creation of it all. And yeah, like that's something I need to take advice of, well, take notice of too, which is like
Yeah,
to promote your works much more,
yeah,
because this is something that you really spend time on.
yeah,
Like with you and your interviews, I know you put time into that stuff just to have like
yeah,
conversations and like in these moments, even just like the your conversations just even with yourself, or you share with
yeah,
others. But
yeah.
it's like you have a huge care for these things, so it's like,
Hmm.
why not?
Hmm.
But ultimately, I mean, for me, it's like a therapeutic moment because I just like sharing things.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think that's what it speaks to
yeah,
mostly.
yeah. It's funny that part of it where it's like, it is therapeutic in the same way, because it is art. We're making art. We're doing creative
Yeah.
things, and I think applying that to the album rollout process is the same thing, where I think sometimes it gets too personal. I know for me, especially, trying not to therapize myself online, but also sharing very personal information online, because a lot of
Yeah.
my work lives online and outside of that context, but it's like the promotional aspect is online. I think I had to kind of kill that part of me that felt the shame of, like,
Mm,
like I gotta, like, I'm not gonna milk the story. Like, I don't want to keep, but it's
yeah.
like, this is my situation. I can't hide that, and I think the inverse is kind of being really quiet and pretending that all these things don't affect me. And I just don't think that makes for good art. Especially if I'm like you said, especially if I'm trying to be like, go watch my new podcast,
Hmm.
go watch my new interview, and people don't connect to why I'm doing it in the first place, then it's like I did something wrong, in my
Right.
communication. So yeah, it's a process, but I'm glad more people on so many different sides are kind of waking up to that.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
refrain from talking about this, but
yeah,
I have an idea for a video about
yeah.
talking about albums that saved me this year.
Oh,
Or well, it's gonna be either that, or because I had another idea of just talking about how this year was, like I said earlier, a year of transformation through healing and
Yeah,
grieving.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and I'm still thinking about doing that. I'm contemplating on it. Hopefully, I can get it done by tomorrow, which is
yeah,
highly
yeah.
unlikely. But one thing I want to mention is like another my favorite moments of the year is
Yeah.
Kendrick's G Next tour. I actually got to see him in Atlanta, and even with his Super
Oh
Bowl
wow.
performance, his Super Bowl performance was, I think this is probably maybe a reach, but I'm gonna say anyway, probably one of the best Super Bowl performances ever.
Yeah, for sure, for
Best
sure.
rap performance
Yeah,
ever. Even though I think he's other than Dr. Dre, I think that's one of his own. But
yeah,
just seeing him on tour, man, he's my favorite rapper of all, favorite artist of all time. I hold him at
yeah.
such a high
That's valid.
caliber.
Yeah.
But hearing him perform Reincarnated,
Hmm.
I shed tears.
I can only
Like
imagine that.
everything,
What?
I still, I mean, I still play G Next to this day, like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Mr. Morale quite a bit. But
yeah,
like, bro just got it.
yeah,
He has, I think he's the best rap performer of all time.
yeah, yeah.
I don't, he just puts a lot, there's a lot of historical context, themes, and
Right.
even bringing SZA with him, like, and she has such a majestic
Yeah.
set that's just out of this world. But it's just so much thought, and like I said, with the themes, with the dances, the choreography, he's just second to none. I mean, it's just Kendrick Lamar. Yeah.
There's no argument. Like he continues to get better, which is like I think people wish for that. For as long as he's been making music and been publishing stuff, like he is continuously, I think, kind of showing his character from the artistic sense, at least, like that he really, like you said, cares about it and is a student of the work and the people who came before him and the history in which he's creating art, the context. So it's one of those things where I would see clips online. I'd be like, well,
Yeah.
you feel me? Man, I just gotta eat this because it's not. It's also like catching it at that time
Mm-hmm.
after everything. Like that must have been the energy. Oh, like, I could only imagine that.
Yeah.
That's
It's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah,
Before
yeah.
we transition to the next, did you have one more moment that you want to speak on?
Hmm. Again, it's so hard to think about this year in like chapters because it felt like 35,000 years at
I
the
know.
same time. I think kind of hearing, and this kind of goes into a little bit into my least favorite moments of the year, but
Go
I
ahead.
think having artists be a lot more vocal on things that affect not only creativity but just the world and their communities um, was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of uh, again a lot of like harkening back to I feel like what I used to see when they're like, "Yo, something's happening. Let's drop a We Are the World." I'm like, "Oh, this feels like a good
Mm-hmm.
time for people to come together and like
Yeah.
use that power and platform to do actual good in ways they can, of course. But I think there were so many different instances and so many different um, related circumstances where people decided to come forward and decided not to do it by themselves, decided to get people together and speak up and speak for what they needed to. That really made me proud of the artistic community, and I think what it shows younger artists who aren't maybe as big from a whatever it is from like a
Mm-hmm.
label sense or just whatever if they're up and coming, that you can have creative integrity and have your morals stay intact and you don't have to
Yeah.
sell out or forget where you came from or do whatever. It's like you can be yourself and that can be all it needs to be. And yeah, you just don't have to be quiet. So I think that was my favorite part of going to different concerts and like before something would end, be like, yo, this should not be happening. Like I'm going to list all the things that I do not agree with right now, and as you are my community, do what you want with that information.
Mm.
But I'm standing on my 10, and I'm gonna let you know
Yeah.
that. All right, cool.
You know how much that takes to do?
What?
How much integrity? Like, especially when you're so easy to fold.
Like,
Like, it was in my notes, which was like, with the artists who were standing for Gaza, and they
yeah,
were also removing their music from Spotify, even from
yes,
like the outlets or distribution through Israel.
right.
I thought that was super dope
Yes,
and
yes,
powerful,
yes.
especially with like everything that's going on from Nicki Minaj to, I'm not even gonna get into that really, but there's just so much. But yeah, but
Yeah,
I want to lead this into going into our worst or the worst
yeah,
moments of 2025 in music.
yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna kick this off with saying with Timbaland and AI.
Thank you. That's all. That's all five of my picks.
Yeah,
Oh,
man, because I kind of suspected some things about Timbaland, but like for one, he's like my favorite, my favorite producer other than like Pharrell, and
yes.
like, and I models like I make beats too, so like, I model so much of my beats with his drum patterns and
Yeah,
everything that he does. I still think he's
yeah,
a pioneer, even going into the 2000s.
yeah.
But when he started like the I forgot what it's called,
Yeah,
beat
the Beat
club or
Club.
something like that,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
I was like, this is getting kind of strange. This
yeah,
was even years before AI was even becoming like a bigger thing, but
yeah,
like, but just to hear him say, yeah, I've been utilizing AI for inspiration, even
yeah,
into the music.
yeah.
There's even been inklings or echoes of people saying like he's kind of been stealing other people's production,
Right, right.
um, and it's just been a heartbreaking moment for me. Like, and like it's, I don't, I have nothing
Yeah,
to say more about that, but it's just like
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, yeah. It's just funny. It's weird. I think he was going so hard for Suno and for like I think there's some empathy for somebody, who is a part of a business, and you got to sell a product. I think all that empathy goes away when it's like I'm
Yeah,
stealing, and I
yeah,
can't admit that I'm stealing, and this thing is being sold as a cheat code into the creative process. And like you said, with Beat Club, you're actively engaging with up and coming artists who don't have a platform, don't have much in terms of connections to the industry. They're hungry. They want the connection to Timbaland, who is one of the
yeah.
most influential producers of all time, and he will always be. You can't take that away from him. But his
Hmm.
actions have tarnished that in super crazy ways, with so many people coming forward and so many people trying to actively communicate with him. Again, I loved when there were so many other producers and his peers who were like, this is not it. Like, I'll hear you out, I have conversations. This is not how you maneuver this
And
new
he's still going.
frontier. And he's still going hard. I've seen so many Suno ads on my TikTok, and it is blowing my mind the ways they communicate this tool, because it feels very like predatory. It feels very like you don't have to do the work to get to where these people were.
Yeah.
And I think it it's funny like when you have talking points to defend something and you hear them and they just don't make any sense. And then like specifically when he would be like, we're not stealing any creative artwork from people, any music ideas, and then somebody like, well, no, actually this is my drum pattern and this is my he's like well, we were inspired, and so it's like it's different. This is the future though. Like, you got to get on the boat. This is like just how auto-tune was. It's like, it's here to stay. You got to get over it. It's like all this very like deal with it language that just makes no sense to me, and it feels like a cheat into just being disingenuous with yourself. And there's so many reasons why I don't like it. And my pick was the amount of music that entered the zeitgeist that
Oh
was
my
just
god.
AI music.
Yeah.
And it's like, my thing is, my hot take is that I think we gotta stop saying that the AI music is bad, cause there's some good AI music, and I think the problem is that we're not addressing the fact that it's like
Oh my
good
god.
sounding. Because I think when we don't address that reality, because people are always like, it sucks, it's bad, it's not gonna get good. Like the video stuff that AI is doing is crazy,
Insane,
and
bro.
I hate that it's still going. I hate that they're still adding stuff to it, you know. And I think in that part, I'm like, we have to just stop being like, well, this isn't good, and being like, this is bad. Like this is bad for the environment, for society, for creatives, for humans everywhere. Like this is not a good step in society, you know. Because I think it's been getting people very slightly like
Mm-hmm.
more and more. I'll hear a song, I'm like, you know, it's like you can listen to it, like the artifacts are a little different, like this is, you know. And then the people are like, man, I don't even care, I don't care that it's AI as long as it's good.
Yeah.
This would this bruh, this there was this situation, I don't know if you know about with the Christian artist who made the AI song.
No.
There's a Christian artist, or a TikToker dude who was obviously using AI to create a song, and in his marketing he was saying it like, I've done this song, I recorded all the background vocals, I've done everything myself, I recorded everything, went to the studio.
Wow.
And there was a gigantic divide in the comments, especially because it was touching something that felt kind of like AI and spirituality, you know. It's like that's a whole other thing, you know. And so people were in the comments both being like, be honest and just say you didn't make this, it's fine. Like you can't sing, and this person who's on this is singing so well, like there's no reason this should be happening. And then people being like, well, I don't care if it's AI because it's good music. And so I think that is where people are always going to go. If it serves the purpose of a drive home and they don't have to think about who's on the radio, I think it's good for them. So I think more of the conversation needs to switch to, here is what this music is doing, and here is what the effects of this thing is. Do you feel comfortable with that morally? Because it's like,
Yeah,
it's not
I
it's
don't
not
know,
a
man.
it's hard. It's so much.
It I don't know. And I don't want to say like it's inevitable, even though there's truth in that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to do to combat it.
Yeah.
And I think with the huge corporations, there may be no way to combat it.
Yes.
And I was like, I mean, even with Warner Brothers signing, I think they did a deal with Suno as well.
Yeah.
But
Right.
it's Black Mirror. Like
Yeah.
they predicted
Yes.
this years ago. So like I
Yeah.
don't know what to really say. It's, to me, it's just doom and gloom. But
Yeah.
and I'm trying to find some like optimism, some positive. But
Yeah.
we got full on
Yeah.
AI artists who are beefing with Kalani right now. So like I don't like it's
And
I don't
see,
know.
a quick tangent on that topic. I think I really was super interested in the Gayle King interview, because I was like, what
Mm.
are we doing right now, and
Wait,
why?
wait. The Gayle King?
Gayle King did an interview with the person who was in the beef with Kaylani over the AI, like I guess the prompter
Really?
of the AI. Yeah. And so she sat down with her and spoke about it and went through the process of the create. And you know, I love traditional media. I love when they sit down and go in the studio and they're like, man, I played this song and it was so cool. This lady was literally on a laptop, like I put the lyrics in there and then it shoots it out. And so, well, as I'm watching this, I'm just like, this can't be real. This can't be real. Because at the same time, it's like, journalism as an art form is highlighting things that we need to talk about. I appreciate that. But it also is platforming somebody who I don't think needs a platform in that way,
Exactly.
because of what
Yeah.
they're doing intrinsically. And they spoke on the beefs, and I think, again, the language is so strange, because it is the honesty, but the doom and gloom of like, this is not the last time this is gonna happen. And I think she kind of was moving like, well, I'm just the first, so of course they're gonna hate me. You know, I'm the trendsetter, I'm the pioneer. But it's like, to give an AI and a prompter a multi-million-dollar record deal. I don't it doesn't make any sense to me, because I don't know what artists will have to cling on to as trust or as like a way forward in the future. And it sucks to see that, because of the people who have been working and who have been trying to be authentic to themselves in their creative process, to see that people who might not have the same respect for, and she said she's a writer, and she said she writes music and has written music before, but
Why not just ghostwrite for other artists?
exactly,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, it's,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, my other worst moment, and I don't know if it's
Yeah.
just worse, but I kind of feel like there's some celebratory with it. But the passing of D'Angelo,
Yeah.
yeah, that hit me
Yeah.
like a ton of bricks. Like, hit me right in the stomach. Like, he
Yeah.
was such a vanguard within music, R&B,
Yeah.
like literally one of the soulquarians and neo soul artists who was just redefining sound. And I can't find all the words to really say about D'Angelo, but he's one of my favorite artists of all time, and someone who I really look up to as a writer, as a musician. Voodoo is one of my favorite albums. Even like
Yeah.
the Black Messiah, like, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say, but I just want to show my
Yeah.
love and like my care for D'Angelo.
Yeah, that was like, again, like you said, it's like it was a bittersweet thing, because seeing so many people pour into his work, and people who were part of the process who were just listening to D'Angelo for the first time because
Yeah.
of what happened, who have been fans from when he was playing keys in the church. It's like so many people spoke out and shared what they loved, and I think it's like, it's hard to dedicate that much time to someone, and to just like, he was so loved,
Yeah.
and his work was so good. Like, it's like otherworldly almost, just the way he approached music, and just his creative identity, and all the work with the Soulquarians, and just being a part of so many amazing things. It just is crazy looking back on his body of work, like the things he wrote. Like, I found out he wrote "You Will Know," and that's one of my favorite songs of all
Really?
time.
I didn't know that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, me being a nerd of music, there's things that slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
And through this moment, it's like, oh my goodness, it's even like the appreciation just grows and grows and grows. And yeah, man, I always have a soft spot for them church musicians, man. So like, anytime
We'll
you
get
took
into
it
that
there,
one
I
day.
was like, yeah.
We're gonna get into
Yeah,
that. I've been
yeah,
noticing
yeah.
on TikTok.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, this man really got some
Yeah,
deep love from gospel.
No, that's the basis of everything, like, for me, and just like my entry into music. So I think again, also seeing somebody have their origins based in the church, and in that way of playing and singing, like, he just was a southern raspy,
Yes.
like, every chance he got, bro. I was like, you singing a song about love and,
Yeah.
and music and in the mood, bro. He's like,
Yeah.
like, what's
Yeah,
going
man.
on, man? So yeah, it just was cool to see the range of what he did.
You know, it's hard for me to articulate it, but I love the idea of someone who is very passionate about music and who just
Yeah.
lives and breathes it. And like, I see
Yeah.
it in like Tyler, the creator, right? But there's something that he really like embodies blackness and wants to make sure he
Yeah.
exudes blackness within his music, and what it like,
Yes.
just to be proud of it. And but someone who just lives and breathes, and it's something that like lives within him. I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how to really articulate the love that he has for it, and showing and expressing that passion. But I love when artists are like that. They're like really about the craft. And like, I don't think he was like traditionally trained. I don't think. I could be wrong on that, but it's just, yeah, I don't know how to really articulate it or explain what I'm saying, but it's just him just living through music and being like analog and connecting with that. So
Yeah, and I think that's it's like a perfect place to come after what we were talking about with the AI, and I think that approach to creating, I think is just a stark difference. And I do think that when everything is said and done, when you look back on the work, it's like I'm gonna appreciate somebody who I could tell put their heart into it.
yeah,
Who sacrificed. It's like I think and there's like there's so many conversations about the way that artists from the church sing, and the techniques that they use, and how sometimes that can have wear and tear on the voice because of, again, like that approach that might not be, it's what it is, and it's beautiful for that. But I think there's techniques and stuff to kind of take care of yourself, and do the stretches and all the different stuff that might not happen in certain instances.
yeah,
So I think there's a level of sacrifice that comes with that, to the craft of art, of being like, I'm going to sing this way and develop my own thing and develop my own approach. And there's some people on my list that I feel like, yo, if D'Angelo never D'Angelo'd, I don't know if they would be on my list right now. I don't know where they would be making something.
Part.
It would not be what it is, man. Like, I like when I heard Gabriel Jacoby, I was like, what are you?
Oh man,
huh?
yeah.
I was like, and it's so cool because it's like a different place that he takes it. But again, I think, again, my weakness for people who sound from the South and they sound a little churchy. It's like, just understanding the context of who D'Angelo was, how he came up, what his music meant to not only it's funny not saying secular music because that's a very like churchy way to say it, but like,
I have a whole thing about secular music, but I'm like,
yeah,
that's a take.
The word itself, I'm like, yeah.
I'm gonna let that go though.
But mainstream music, mainstream music, and then music that came from the church, and like the intersection of what they became was radically changed after D'Angelo put out his first project. So, like, to be able to impact the world and then both worlds of music and so many other things, it's like, it's crazy, man. It's like I could talk about that brother for years, man. He's just crazy.
So let's get into our favorite albums of the year. This was really an actual hard category for me to do, because I had a whole lot.
Yeah.
There may be some honorable mentions, but I'm gonna start off with my personal favorite album of the year, which is Djon's Baby. I bought the album. I got it on iTunes.
Yeah.
I got it in CD.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't have it on is vinyl. I love this album.
Yeah.
I love this album. I was a big fan
Yeah.
of Absolutely, and Absolutely was actually my first ever video review I ever did.
That's crazy.
And
yeah, that's crazy.
Same things that he was doing on Absolutely, he transitioned into Baby, but it was just more amplified. Bruh is doing things that I don't hear other people doing. I think he also kind of like comes that same, or cut that from that same cloth of D'Angelo as well, but just from a standpoint of just the yearning, the crooning, the something that I feel like is really missing, and not just in R&B but in music in general. But it's just like this someone who is just doesn't hold back, and like the screeches like on song My Man, like he's talking about his father, and like it's just, even with how he samples, right, it's just ways that's unimaginable. Well, I won't say unimaginative, but it's just ways that are like balanced to me, and the use of distortion. And I love Djon, man. I'm so mad I didn't get to see him in New York, but or I just need him to come to Florida. But it's just, he's somebody I really want to witness, but one of my favorite artists right now.
Yeah. No, that project was incredible, and it's amazing the consistency I think he has with, no matter what you think about the album, where it lands on your list, like he's trying things.
Yeah.
And I think, again, this year, I think him and McGee kind of were just like, wow, wow, wow,
Back to back,
we're
man.
everywhere, we're everywhere, we're everywhere.
Like,
Oh, we're on the Bonnie Var project. We're
yeah,
like
Justin
guys,
Bieber, like,
and then they're on
his-
SNL. I'm like, just doing everything.
Yeah.
And just doing it well. Like it is crazy because I think Dijon is he feels so pure. Like he just feels like he's
That's the
very
word, pure.
conversational. And yeah, and I really appreciate that. And he does get very ugly when he sings and the production is like, oh, you're emotional.
Yeah,
like
bro.
you're going through
Yeah.
something. You're working through something, which I think is rare to find in an era where it's like you want to be perfectly quantized and the autotune is good. And
No,
you
man,
know,
let it be ugly.
that man be. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, right. That's
I
right,
feel
Dijon.
that. I feel that.
Yes, like bro, like yeah, it's just really cool, and to kind of encapsulate that amazing moment of bringing a child into the world, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, like just celebrating life and putting that into a project was, yeah, it's one of my favorite projects of his, and one of my favorite projects of the year.
Yeah, and just to add on, like, I think there's something about his music that makes me feel alive.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to put it into words yet, but I like the word that you said, pure, and it's that pure
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at that though. But what's your pick, or one of your picks for favorite albums?
I think that I'm teetering with two projects that were my favorite this year. One of them was a good project to me. When it dropped, I really liked it,
Mhm.
and then it became through the circumstances of life, it became something that felt a little too personal. And that's The Passionate Ones by Nourished by Time.
Man, okay.
Yeah, it's weird because it's really divisive.
I need to listen to that album again. I really do.
Yeah.
Because I haven't sat with it. I haven't sat with it like everyone else.
Yeah, it's something that literally on my Apple Music, I start by like liking the songs I really like, and I think when I listened to it the first time it was like 2 or 3 songs, and not to make it too personal, but when I first heard the song, I was still at my old job, and I was angry and I was upset, and so the song 9 to 5 was the biggest part to me. I was like, working that 9 to 5, I gotta get out of the system. Yeah, cool. This album is all right, but that's where I'm sitting at. And then I lost it up. and then the rest of the album kind of colored in my entire existence, and in the way where I feel like it feels, and this is not a critique at all, it feels like someone is just like talking to me about things. Like it feels like it moves past music, although the musicality in this album is crazy. The production, the approach to melody and the pacing of the project is incredible. But I think Nourished by Time has this gift with writing where it just kind of cuts in a way that I didn't expect to, and I don't think it hit the first time or the second time or the third time. You know, it's like I kind of had to experience some stuff in between the year and then come back to it and be like, okay, this is something that means a lot to me. So, but it is really funny because a lot of people are like, hot take, like that album. I'm like, well,
I've
that's
seen
fine.
that
Don't gotta be scared.
Pitchfork's top 5 albums of the year. I've seen a lot of people pick that album actually.
Yeah.
I just didn't get spend time with it.
I've been crying in my
Really?
car. Yeah. I think it's also what's funny with it is that I think there is some music that's going to be universally loved for whatever reason, you know, and even inside of that, there's people who are going to feel a type of way about it. And I think I really like when art either throws people off or makes them fall in love with it, you know, and then everybody else is in between. Because it might not be an album that somebody likes this year or in 5 years or in 10 years, but then they find it again and it reminds them of something, you know. So I think like you mentioned, this is one of the projects that kind of got me through at least like the latter half of the year, just because it felt like, oh man, did I make this and send it to me somehow? Like it just as a producer, I'm just very jealous, very jealous
man.
of it. I wish I made it. I'm upset about it. A couple songs on there, I'm like, I should have done that.
I understand where you're coming from. Just get into another album that I love, that also kind of speaks to where I was, is Anastasia's Tether. Man, this was my first time listening to her, my introduction to her.
Yeah.
And like, I was thrown off. Initially, I was thrown off by her voice, how husky and I guess you could say raspy it is. But I'm not very good at describing vocals. But I love the way that she dives into about healing, and also like the pain that she was going through from whether it was a breakup or like just the pain that she was speaking on. And for one, it was the album that the sounds that she was diving into with, whether it was with folk and indie, is not something I really dive into that much. So it was cool just to hear it from her and being that introduction. Also, quick note, she was in the Luther video with Kendrick.
Oh, word.
I didn't even, she's the love interest, so I didn't even really realize that was her. Which is crazy.
That's funny.
I was like, I've seen her face before. But I was like, oh, the Kendrick video. Tiny World. But definitely one of my favorite albums of the year, especially with me going through similar things. With grieving someone that you care so much about. But I think her song, I think it's Villain. There's so much, she's blending not just indie and folk, but she also has some gospel elements that's in the album too, that I think is some of the most beautiful sonic albums of the year. No, incredible voice and incredible arrangement of music. It's funny because my next pick is Natanya's project, Feline's Return, Act 2. And that was a similar thing to where I'm just like, your voice is so sweet.
Are you doing, man? Like, it's just, and it's so specific. Like, it's so, like, I love, like, make a choice. Do something. if it hits, just make a choice. Man. I'm like, this is a choice. Like, it's so good, and her writing and the production, it's really cool to see her like come from like an older release like Angel, which I think was still it was a really good song, a really amazing song. I don't think she's ever made something that I was like, I fundamentally don't like this. But I think falling in love with this project was like a little too easy because of how passionate she is. Even outside, I think I will not pick up my phone and go on TikTok and not see a dang TikTok from her about talking about, yo, my project out. That joint been out it's been out for a minute, and she still be like, oh, my album just dropped. Like, oh, right, yeah, let me listen to it again, Tanya. Thank you. My fault. Like,
one of my favorite EPs.
It just is like it doesn't even. She's so good, and it's really cool seeing like the industry support her, in a lot of big ways. It's just good music. It's just really good music, and it's really cool seeing women especially be able to, I don't know, I feel like some people are like really hard on what they listen to, or like not listening to one thing for whatever reason, but I think her project has shown up in so many places that I didn't expect, people listening to it and just commenting on it. So that's another one of my faves from this year. Yeah,
she's actually one of my artists to watch lists, even though she's been out for a while, but I'm excited to see what she does in 2026. Yeah, she has one of my favorite projects of the year. It didn't make like my top 5, but she's still like, I'm excited to see what she does next. A lot of people want to draw comparisons to her as like the next Janet Jackson or whatever, but I think she's her own person, but she definitely has elements of Janet. But Vince, I think it's the song with the couch. I forgot how it goes, but and the fact that she produces her music. Come on, bro. That's
what I'm saying. It's levels, man. It's levels. It's because it's like you can feel it. Like it doesn't. I don't know, and it could be reading too much into it, but it's like, it's there's people who are talented, there's people who are multi talented, but I think when you approach a song in a way of like understanding of everything, like you like I trust you a little more because you know as a mechanic because you can drive well and you can fix a car. That's fine. Shout out to you. I like that. I like that. You know, but so it's just like I feel like she has such control of who she is, and then what her music is, and her like creative identity. Everything they're doing is phenomenal. Right. There's an account. There's a Natanya fan account that I follow. Why? They make good stuff. That makes no sense to me. I'm like, I'm too deep into this thing, but it's like. I feel like her music is like you're going to have to pay attention to me.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna miss.
She's a star.
And it feels like I don't want to miss. Yeah. She's a star, and she's gonna. We're talking about her in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Like, I don't know how I didn't see it sooner. It's like no, we sat on this. Year end review, and we talked about it.
We witnessed this.
You know, so we witnessed it. Yeah, and yeah, it's just really, really amazing.
So an album that has snuck its way in for me was Rosalia's Lux. And I'm not going to act like I'm an expert on this album because I don't know what she's talking about all the way. However, when I press play, because I heard people talking about it and I was like, let me give this a listen, man. Let me see what they're talking about. And like, I press play, I'm hearing strings, I'm in a symphony. And the fact that this was so amazing about this album is that I read that I didn't realize it at the time when I was listening to it, but she's literally singing this album in 13 languages. And like there's songs where she's singing in 3 different languages. I think one song was like German, then Chinese, and then back to Spanish or whatever. And she's like some songs she's speaking in Arabic, and I haven't really got the full meaning behind her album. I think she's talking about the divine femininity, mysticism, and it's supposed to be also divided in 4 acts or like 4 movements, like an orchestration. But I'm a big fan of symphonies, and I can't hold you. This is one of the most beautiful albums I've ever heard in a long time. I'm a fan of Rosalia now. This is actually my first time I ever even listened to Rosalia. So
that's fire.
I would pay big money to go see her. I would pay big money just because it's off this album alone.
She's another one of those people that's like, I'm not gonna hit you just with the music. My set design gonna be crazy. My concept gonna be crazy. Like my wardrobe gonna be crazy. So that was another press tour that was like a standout this year, because it's just like, bro, what, like, it's that serious for you? Like, this is not a game. Like, this is not funny to you. Like, you're learning languages that you don't speak.
That's insane,
for
bro.
A song, you know, like it just, again, and it's like her being someone who is classically trained and did go to school for it and is somebody who is a student of music and culture. It did feel like a shift, because I think I've been in and out of different pieces of different entries that she's given to to music, and so what I've been hearing over the past couple whatever, they're just all so different, you know. And so I think on that alone, it's like, this is a commendable action, but then for it to land so strongly and for it to be so good and overwhelming was just like, I was like, all right, you got it. Whatever you need, bro. Take that. Like, that's cool. And I'm interested in what the Grammys looks like next year. Thinking about all these things, I'm like, I don't like, it feels like a little too much going on.
I feel like they're getting it right this year or this coming year. I don't really know too much about what's nominated too much. I was more concerned about Clips and Kendrick being nominated and going against each other, and I really need Clips to win over Kendrick.
They need to for
Yeah, I
yes,
kind
for
of need that.
just off the strength. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
did you have one more album that you had, or any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I have a lot of honorable mentions. I think Insight Dancing by Myself was Insight is just crazy. And again, that was something that I didn't realize was this year. When I was looking back, I was like, oh, because he just dropped again. And so I was like confused and thrown off because that album was so big for me, I think, and what I was doing at the time, and getting to speak to him and getting to talk to him between the two projects, because I got to speak to him on an early release and then came back for another one. But getting to kind of live with that and kind of maneuver through that and like really ask questions to him directly kind of made that one of my favorite projects that I kept returning to over and over again.
That's
Same
dope.
with Liam's project, Liam Lassie Loves You. Like Liam is crazy. I could go on a rant about how much I think Liam is gonna be a groundbreaking musician.
I gotta check this out.
And I think, oh my goodness, I think the whole crew that's like in New York right now with AJ Radico and a bunch of the other kind of peers in this group are doing things that I think is gonna just have so many echoes in music just next year and beyond that. But he's just so good. Like I think it's just as simple as that. Like he's just good, and he continues to show why I think so many, and not that it matters, but so many like names, like the Tyler mentions that like Tyler consistently is like, this is a guy like Joey Badass said some stuff about Liam as well. So it's like cool in places you don't expect to hear it.
Gotcha.
But I also think it speaks to the culture and the scene in New York a little bit, and I think there is something that's like shifting over there, and kind of pushing to the younger generation, the younger artists who are out there. And then the Way Nella project, Nellaville, kind of Somebody from the Crib, amazing. I don't know. I don't even want to categorize it as R&B. It's just good music, just good music. Good. It's a good album that feels like it was made outside of time. Like it just is good. And if you love R&B, it's like you don't listen to it. Put it on your top 5 and then go away.
Who is it again?
And then play it. Winella. Yeah. It's like she's an artist from I think she's from Broward.
Okay.
I could be mistaken.
Okay.
Florida in general. I put the Florida on it, so I don't get too specific. But yeah, no, crazy project, and I think that's my kind of top list of projects this year. Yeah.
I think for honorable mentions, I want to make sure I mention Rochelle Jordan. I'm a big fan of her, and she delivered what I thought she would deliver. For Through the Wall is sexy, it's hypnotic. She does a lot of UK garage and the club scene. I love everything about that album. Also want to mention Quandeka. This was my first time hearing about Quandeka this year, and I think he kind of falls in line with Dijon where like he's blending a lot of genres and like from ambience to electronic, but also just sounding very otherworldly. It's kind of insane, and I think he has a huge theme behind it that I haven't really deciphered yet, but it has something to do with stars or I don't know, but it sounds insane. And then also it was one more album. Oh, Navy Blue. The Sword and the Soaring.
How did I
it's bro, I don't know but what it is with Navy Blue and how he raps, but he's like a spiritual therapist. I don't even know, like he's like he just sits beside you and like he just talks you through the pain that you're going through, or like just I don't know how to describe.
I forgot I forgot that. That would have been, man.
Bro,
What?
it's
That's such a good project. That's such a good project. That's yeah. That's
yeah.
a good. That's a good list. I'm also so happy that there's stuff that you're saying that I'm like, oh, I haven't heard of that. I haven't.
Really?
Oh, I haven't. I'm not hip to it. Yeah, there's a lot. There's so much.
Yeah.
There's so much, and it's like it's overwhelming in the best way possible because it's always like there's more work, there's more homework to do, there's
Yeah.
more like people to get hip to, and there's just so much to share. It's like again, Zayel Cap's project this year was
Yeah,
crazy.
he's cool. He's
you
dope.
know, like he's
Yeah.
just a madman, and just yeah, just everything. I think again talking about like scenes and stuff, it's really cool seeing people in kind of like groupings of like kind of just like Zay with like the Cali scene and a lot of other players in that world kind of all working together and collaborating, and same thing with like Liam in New York and Natanya in the UK, and just everybody is,
Yeah.
I feel like being like we gotta do this together, which is just my favorite thing. But yeah, I love just hearing things like I have no idea what that is, but I gotta tune in now.
Yeah, man. It's
know?
I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but it's just, you just never know what's out there. And like it's good. I love how we platform these artists too. Even though I name
Yeah.
more like people are like more are more notable, but it's cool just to hear like, especially from Florida, because I will always want to amplify people from Florida from home.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's super dope. Also like I do, speaking like on movements, I think with like Rochelle, there's like this collective of girlies, I like to say, who are taking over the electronic space. From Kalela to, I think Natanya kind of belongs in there in a sense.
Yeah.
And Pink Panther is, there's somebody else. Oh, Sudan Archives. There's
Yep,
this
yep.
movement. I was thinking about doing a video on it, but I don't know if it'll stick. But
Yeah.
they're kind of like this collective that I feel like that are kind of like reclaiming that space.
Yes.
Who also
Yes.
kind of like cut from the same cloth like Solange and
Yeah.
it's, I think what they're doing is super dope, and like
Yeah.
it's very femme, but it's also just really good music that feels
Yeah.
good and liberating.
It hits hard. It hits hard. It is like aggressive when it needs to be. It's like there's so much range in it,
Yeah,
which I think is the beautiful part. And of course because there's a hunger for it. I think they're also filling a void that people might have not known they needed to fill. Because they are, all of the people you named, I feel like are so singular in certain ways, and they're all like, oh, this is this person, this is this person, this is their sound, this is just how they move. A lot of them are also singer producers or like multi instrumentalists. Like it's something's happening.
yeah, something's
it's
something's
just like
in the air right now.
something's going on.
Yeah.
They're killing it. They're killing it.
So let's get into our favorite artists, or favorite discoveries. I'm sorry, favorite new artists that we've discovered this year. I'm gonna let you start off.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay here too long, but
Yeah.
we're gonna stick with 3, I think.
3? Okay. I think my favorite kind of discoveries or artists who I think had like a really big impact on my year, I think would be Akai Solo. His recent project was really amazing. Like it's just somebody who's too smooth, who's like you. I've been listening to him for a minute, and he still is getting better at what he's doing, and it feels like he's skating on everything he does. Like it just like it's almost not in a negative way. It's like annoying, but like again,
He's good.
like he's really good. I think the Salimata project was
Dang, you didn't even. I'm an artist right now, but go on. Go
yeah,
on.
no,
Go
no,
on.
that it was like right. It was like, okay, this is like, you're just the best of all time.
Yeah.
I think she has this quality to her voice that feels like a throwback a little bit, and just how she moves and how she talks about herself, and she's very funny. She'd be on Twitter saying some really funny stuff about her work and her life is very funny to see. But yeah, I think she is such an impact to what 10K is, and I'm excited just to see the life that this album lives with. And then I'm gonna do 2 in 1. I think Kenji, amazing R&B project that dropped this year. Incredible artist. Really dedicated. Another person who, anytime I'm on my phone,
Yeah.
I'll see a TikTok about some stuff. It's like, well, my album's really good, and I'm like, yes, it is, Kenji.
Yes.
Yes, it is. And then in Australia, I think this kind of punk band, Zhao Zhao, they had a really good song that came out this year. I wanted so badly to talk to them, but it feels like a different world.
Hey man,
And
shoot
I feel
your
like
shot. Never
I
know.
know I shot it. I'm gonna shoot it again, but it's I feel like it's not rare, but it's really fun to me when the first instance I see somebody in their music, I'm like, oh, I love everything you're doing. I don't need to hear anything else. I'm in for the ride. And they're just amazing. The front person for their group is just a super just badass. Like, it's just really cool to see everything they have doing, and they've been on tour for 35,000 months, so
Wow.
they're doing fine.
Wow.
They're doing good. Yeah, I think they just premiered this year, so it's really cool to see them have such a thing about them. And yeah, those are some of my people.
So you did name some of my artists from Kai Solo
Yeah.
and Salamano, but I want to say Dexter and the News Agent, which is, I don't even understand that name, but I love her music. I forgot what song it was that really popped it off for me, but I love when I hear a
Yeah.
song and then I hear another song, and then like I'm like, okay, once you get 3 out of 3 for me, and that's like, yeah, like she has
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on Time Flies, but she has this song where she says like, and I'm gonna get the words wrong, but she said, I need you like coffee in the morning, and I'm like,
Yes, and that part of the beat to it was like goom goom.
her, man, I love her music. She's, yeah, I can't wait to see what she does next. Other than that is Gabriel Jacoby. His actually project is really good. His, I'm gonna claim, I don't think he's from Florida, but he lived in Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have the same brain. As soon as I said, let me look
Yeah,
at this.
yeah,
Let me
yeah.
type this in. Yeah.
But he's been hooking up with Justin Bieber lately. That sounds wrong, but he's
Yeah.
been collabing with Justin Bieber. But so I
Yeah.
think he's gonna be, next year is gonna be up for him. But he has a really good project. Has Tom G on the album. That's really good. Bro, is really sticking with his southern roots. And another person that I really like is Kelly Moonstone, who's from New York. She has a really great project. She can sing, rap. There's this song called Nervous off her latest album. When I tell you, I never felt so loved. Like, she's not even talking to me, but I feel like she's talking
I
to
know,
me.
you're yeah.
But she's amazing. I feel like there was somebody else, but I think that's my 3 that I discovered this year.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
get into the Florida acts next, but just transitioning to our favorite artist from Florida right now, who I want to put people on, is someone you actually put me on, is Phoenix James. Yeah. Even though
That's
I've
funny.
there's 2 songs I've heard from her. The one of them,
Yeah.
I can't, it's their single that she had released this year. I can't think of the name of the song right now. You actually
Yeah.
talked about it, but I love her music, and she has a collaboration.
Oh yeah, Phoenix. Yeah, nothing matters. Nothing matters.
Yes, yeah.
Nothing matters. Yeah.
And
yeah.
she has a song with these 2 white guys I love. Their name is Moheran.
Yes.
That's a
She had
beautiful
the song.
song.
Like really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of my
yeah.
favorites. And
Phoenix James.
who
yeah.
else? I had Israel Jones, who has a really great project.
Yeah.
This dude named Jay Brown, great. Like, all these guys have great raps. They can rap like,
Yeah.
and Monet Marlowe. is somebody I want to mention too from Tampa, who is just a spit,
Yeah.
like who could spit. Doechii actually gave her a shout out in my interview that we did last year. And she also dropped a really good project too, just gritty raps, and she just talked that talk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and let you mention your artists.
Yeah. No, you had a couple of them. I think Neonte. I know he has some Florida ties. Neonte, crazy movement.
He's one of them ones for me. Him and El Custo. Yeah.
Like, he's just his own language.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I just appreciate his music so much. It just the bounce, everything. It just makes me feel so good, and like, just his kind of dual homage of the two places he's from kind of come out in his music a lot. So
yeah,
I'm glad that we claiming him 100%.
I'm trying to do an interview with him because he gave me his email
Yeah.
and stuff, but we haven't just made that happen yet. So I don't know when that's
Connected,
gonna
bro.
happen.
I'll be in the background very quietly. I just want to get the energy, man. Like, it's just,
yeah,
it's
he's
just really
super dope, man. Super dope.
There's amazing artists. I think the homie Ali Wisdom had a really good project this year. Really good raps. Really, like, it's really funny when you know somebody who, he's a filmmaker, and an artist in general, but who's really good at doing one thing.
Yeah,
And then out of nowhere seemingly pops out with an amazing rap project. So that was really good. The homie OG Neil J put out a really cool experimental project. EXE Radio, another person who will not let off of my For You page, and I am thankful for it. I knew all them songs from the TikToks before they done touched my ears on the project, which is
wow.
a testament to just like the work that he's doing. But yeah, I really love that. I think Adia, who I had the privilege of interviewing this year, and her projects from a while ago, Stubborn Nature, but I'm excited to see where she goes. I think he said Phoenix James, a really cool band called the Buko Boys, who I just got hip to this year. They are kind of going gangbusters on like a lot of online places, and they've been a lot of shows, and I've just kind of passed by them and just, you know, connected through the scene and
That's
stuff.
dope.
So it's like I'm really cool. I'm gonna go super fast. I have a lot of people, but like Five Loco, shout out the homies, always amazing. Trust Nobody,
Oh yeah,
incredible group.
Yes.
incredible. It's just Mikey
Oh my
consistently
god.
making.
Can I just talk about him real quick?
Talk about the brother, man. Talk about the
So
brother.
I think he falls in the same line as like Mike.
Yeah.
If he was signed to 10K today, I
Yeah.
would believe it. And
Yeah,
he-
it makes sense. Yeah.
And I think he's evolved so much throughout the years. He could always rap. Like I remember, like
Yeah.
when we were covering him on Citrus Rap, and
Yeah.
he got his placement on Joe Budden podcast back in the day. Bro just has a good ear for beats. He could just
Yeah.
his raps are like insane to me. He's a really good performer too. A really, really good performer. That's why I was like, yeah, he kind of falls in that line of like Mike and the whole 10K label, but and those drumless beats, I guess. But he's really, really good. Same as Adia too. Like Adia, I want to say like I seen her perform in Tampa. She sounds just as good as she does in her studio recordings. Like, she's very majestic. I love her voice, and she, like I don't want to say I didn't expect her to sound that good, but she sounds really, really good. Finish what you were saying though.
Yeah, no. He's an incredible artist. I think kind of rounding out that list, Mijita, an amazing musician, getting to work a lot on her stuff recently. Like, it just has been really fun. I think she is bringing an amazing energy to all the things that she's doing. Shout out to Sailor one time for the one time.
Oh, also,
Off the strength.
before I forget, Gats dropped a
Yeah.
really great album. He's from Tampa, now based in
Yeah.
LA. His album,
Yeah.
Life on Film, is very cinematic.
Yeah.
It has a lot of great features on there. Bro is rapping his behind off on that album.
Yeah.
I definitely want to mention that. We had a really great interview actually just talking about movies and how a lot of films that he watched in the making of this album played a big part in the storytelling and how and the songwriting process. So I think that was one of my favorite rap albums from out of Florida this year. And
Yeah.
I think we're moving on to what
Yeah.
we on trends that we want to die in 2026. And I feel like we already have an answer for that. We're gonna have the same answer, but I'm gonna let you cook on that.
What could it be? Who knows? I think I have two. I think we touched on one, which I think just the transition of AI into
Yeah.
everything.
Exactly.
I think I want it to hit whatever plateau is gonna hit, and that's me being very positive about it. Again, because I don't know what's gonna happen. It just seems it's moving a little too quickly, which I think will be the detriment of it. But I think that in tandem with that, I kind of really want people to I don't know. I guess like I want people to stop kind of feeling they have to play into like the politics of like the industry and different stuff to gain favor, and I think a lot of that is just kind of being close to some artists and hearing that people on teams are saying like we need to get you in a beef, we need to get you in a negative situation so
Yeah.
people can make funny, so we can farm the clicks and farm it's like I get that there's a mode and there's a method to all of these things, but I think it's an issue of just like the mental health of these people, because they're people at the end of the
Yeah.
day, and I don't think putting that into jeopardy is worth the temporary, at least for me, it's not worth the temporary success that I might feel, having to hear things about my character and do all, like I'm just gonna take that personally.
Yeah.
So I think I would rather lead with being myself than trying to stir up drama or stir up whatever. If it happens naturally and I get in a beef with somebody, that's fine. But you feel me, it just seemed like when everything was happening, it was like, why you beefing with your barber? Why your barber making a mixtape now? Like, what? This is not, we don't need this, bro. This, put the mic down, brother. I
Yes,
appreciate
yes.
you, but let's not do this. So I think both of those things being artificial in nature, I think hopefully there is a return to the kind of creative integrity on all sides, because that also affects the platforms and the agents and the managers and all that different stuff. It's like I think virality and the idea of it hopefully dies down, and people can kind of look at their lives and their Mike just wanted to go away. Look at the impact of it's like, stop talking. Look at the impact of what they're doing in a more like bird's eye view.
Yeah.
Just be like, this is all I can do, instead of like, what do I need to do right now, which is hard. But yeah, I think those are my two answers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna pretty much piggyback off that, just the whole AI
Yeah.
conversation, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's constantly evolving, and they're steadily putting more and more money into it. And even with OpenAI is now taking up a lot of the RAM, like I think it's not Corsair, but is it Micron? It's one of those companies that make a lot of RAM that are
Yeah.
for the gaming PCs, the consoles and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So like even it's affecting a wide range of different mediums, from gaming to obviously music and
Yeah.
even in movies. But yeah, it's like I said earlier, it's kind of like inevitable, and there's a lot of doom and gloom. Even with the conversation with Carl Jones, he was talking about how AI is gonna affect Hollywood in such a huge way.
Yeah.
But also, like, even with that being said, like, one of my predictions I see, and I hope, this is just a hope, wishful thinking, is that people are gonna want to amplify more real music, want more real live performances. And what I love too is like how we're also diving into more physical media, I feel like I could be off on that, but I feel like that's something that's happening more. So I think a lot of people are gonna want to yearn for more things that are actually real, which is crazy to say it even here, right? But like, it's like, oh, but yeah, I echo the same thing that you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the only other thing is I kind of feel, I think there's still gonna be artists who are backed by major labels, but I feel like independence is taking much more of a stronghold with artists. I think a lot of artists are going to start betting on themselves and feeding off their community or feeding into the community more than anything. And I see that with like Earl Sweatshirt. I see that with Mike. I've seen that with a lot of more artists who are just becoming more independent, and I think they're going to step away. And do I know if the streaming services are going to die? I don't know. I kind of, I don't know, but I kind of feel that that's gonna die off somehow. I don't know. I don't know. I think they're gonna want to find other platforms where they make more money or more revenue, where the music is more. I guess I don't want to say appreciative, but it does. I guess it doesn't depreciate. It gets more value.
Right.
There was an artist named QA. I think that's how you pronounce it. A Nigerian artist. He's from Tampa. He actually put his album, instead of on DSPs, he put it on this card that you had to spend like
a little chip.
Yeah, like a chip or whatever. I think that was really cool, and I think a lot more artists are gonna start doing that more, or like entertain that idea. But I don't know. That's my thoughts on that, though.
Yeah. I quickly, like, on that point of, I think what we were talking about earlier with the ways the leadership of these labels and these companies and these people who are supposed to kind of hold your hand through the industry, like, all of their ideals and where they're putting their money is now on Front Street. So like you might not trust, the big label. You might not trust, that they're using AI to supplement all the playlisting in your platforms. Like, all these little things, I think, are kind of turning creatives and the consumers away from the major DSPs, major labels. And so I am also really interested in what that means for the future. Yeah. Because I think we've been existing in a time, I think since the creation of like Napster and moving forward into everything else that came after that, where all music is looked at as like global music potentially. And so I wonder if in that there will be a return to specific regional sounds or specific continent sounds or whatever it's going to look like. I have no idea. But because our reach might be a little tightened, it doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing. It might just be people move with more integrity and more wanting to be better business people and get return on their investment with certain things. But I think as people are actively removing their music from places, it does kind of beg the question of like, okay, well, how do you take full control of that? Yeah. What does that look like? Yeah. Is it everybody has their own DSP? Because then it's like, okay, what are we doing? Or it's like you said, like, is it like a chip? So it's like a more personal thing. There's so many people making CDs now. I want to say so many, but like, the return of vinyl. Like, vinyl's life is so funny because it's like, we're doing it. Then it was like that, and now it's like, well, everybody's doing it. So and now there's platforms like Untitled, and there's a couple other ones that are like, make a vinyl. That's awesome. Which is like, that's crazy for somebody who just might have demos. Yeah. Like, I think it's like, it makes me really hopeful because, and this is like a negative sounding thing, and then I'll get off it, but like, I think there's a beautiful feature to people making music that people might not hear right now. And again, to some of the albums, like, there's people I don't know, the people who I unfortunately might not listen to for whatever reason. It might pass me by, it might whatever. But with physical media, with the good parts of the internet, like YouTube, which also is a relation to physical media because people are still uploading their uncle's album from 1957 on YouTube.
That's so cool.
And
to
being
me.
Like, shout out my uncle.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, we're gonna hopefully get back to a place where these things can get bought, sit on the shelf for a little while, and have a longer life because of that. And then somebody on whatever the YouTube of 2092 is,
Yeah.
can be like, oh my gosh, I would have never listened to it because it was on none of the streaming services. I couldn't find it anywhere else online.
Yeah.
This is what it is. I'd be on Discogs crazy. I'd be on Discogs.com
That's still
playing with money.
crazy.
I don't have no money for them albums because they'd be expensive, and they'd be in Japan for some reason because they was just dropping a bunch of Japan exclusives. But again, it's like there was a language to it before where it's like we need to kind of romance the other countries to be like, my artist can live here, my artist can thrive here. You know, there's so many older stories of artists feeling like they never made it in America or wherever they came from, then going to another country and people are like, oh, we love you here. This is where, like, your music means so much to us. We don't even speak your language, but it's like I think that's happening now with the digital context, and by proxy there's a physical connection to it. But I'm really interested into when those things become a little more sacred and a little more mysterious, what happens in the romance that, you know, kind of comes when you lose something you think you have ownership of, you know. So
absolutely.
So yeah.
I actually have one more category that I've been thinking about it, but before we get into that, I want to make sure that did you have another music prediction, or you feel like that was kind of it?
A music prediction is positive or negative? Just a prediction.
It can be positive.
Whatever. I think talk about Florida real quick.
Okay. Hey man, do your thing.
Something is about to happen. I don't know what it is. Something good is gonna happen. I think it's gonna come from the kind of breaking of some of the constructs I think we're comfortable with as a state, artistically. I think and I was gonna write. I'm in good company as somebody who's like, I need to do this. I need to do that. I was gonna write something about it, and it didn't come out, and it feels too late now. But I think this past Art Basel in Miami felt really different. I think Big Calf this year felt really different. I think spending some time in Orlando this year felt really different creatively, because it feels like everybody's talking to each other, which was really, really fun. And I think it's because all of our communities are so deep, and I think we all have people who cover things and talk about things, and who are making art. And I think now that we have more opportunities with your Big Calves, your 3 Points, you know, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other things that I'm not privy to because I'm in Broward, that are happening. I'm seeing more and more people be like, I'm gonna make the trip, I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna do whatever to connect. And so I think the more and more we do that, and the more and more we can kind of acclimate to the idea of creative culture as a kind of umbrella, and then have our little parties inside of that, but remembering that like we're all trying to do the same thing. I think I feel that's happening, and so I'm interested in what happens, because I think Florida has too much musical history, has too much creative history.
It does.
To so not be much. One of like the big landmines in just everything that's going on,
bro.
And I think we have really good blurbs, you know, like we are the reason why the parental advisory sticker exists. Like off that alone, I'm like, hey, you gotta talk to us nice, you know. I
think a lot of like and that, like, I could be wrong, I have to do my research on it, but I think a lot of like the juke, like Chicago juke music, or there's another, I will say something from Detroit, but a lot of like the footwork music, I feel like that all derives from Miami bass, like that originated here, like just that Florida bass, even like tempo stuff, like there's so much richness and so many different facets throughout Florida, man. Like it's I don't know why we get undermined. I don't know why. Maybe it has something to do with racism, but I don't know.
I think it is that. I think it is that. I think it's like we're also in the positive and a negative way. Like we're a melting pot.
Yeah.
So it's like I think there are people who feel a little territorial of the spaces they take up in music, and I think there's language barriers. There's a bunch of cultural barriers. There's a bunch of things that exist in Florida. There's South Florida and the rest of Florida barriers. Like people, we talk about it like a weird. That's what I'm saying. It's like South Florida and then the rest of Florida. It's like it's Florida. Like we should. I understand this thing. I am that person that's like South Florida, rest of Florida. But it's like we can't. That's funny and cool and nice and cool, but we have to start treating it as one unit, as one body. And I do think it's racism and politics are terrible. That have a bunch to do with it. But I think, again, like Florida, and then this is not blowing smoke at all, Florida has so many parts in such big sounds, you know, like you said, Miami bass, and just I think also like the connections to Atlanta and the connections to the infrastructure of that music is so interesting. So many people come from where they were to develop sounds here and then take it back, you know. So it's like this is not, it's like we're not just Miami, we're not just Orlando, you know, we're not just Disney, we're not just our biggest landmarks. It's like there's culture here, there's people here whose voices need to be heard, and there's a litany of old people who have been making amazing art, who are still around and who have stories to tell. So I think all those pieces together, I think, just makes me very hopeful for this next transition, because it's like the younger generation and I'll claim it as us. There's people under us who are already doing way more things, but I think the up and coming generation of people who are trying to solidify themselves as creatives and as professional creatives, I think we have to start having conversations with our elders and the people, you know. I think there's also a lot of politics inside of that. But we have to, you know, figure stuff out and do our best to do it, so people don't have to feel like they have to go to the LAs and the New Yorks and the Atlantas and the Texases and the Nashvilles and everything. It's like you can do everything you need to do here, and then telling people coming over here, like, don't just come to go party, like tap in with the community, you know. So do the work. That's it. Do the work.
So I want to end this off with one more category I just thought of, which is, what is a genre, or what do you want to do more of, or just try to dive more deeper into going into the next year, going forward? I would say for me is I kind of want to encompass all of them, but I want to dive in more into dancehall and Afro beats, especially since I guess since my brother did Ancestry, we have like deep roots within like Nigeria. So
okay,
like fire. So like I am a big fan of ODM, of Arya Star. I'm a real big fan of Rima, but but definitely more dance hall and just more dance music. So like black techno and stuff. So that's something I want to dive more deeper into.
No, that's a really good answer, and I have to echo that. I think there's been a lot of stuff happening down here with like people like Public Energy and Blind Records, kind of making a lot of waves with dance music specifically, and I think kind of changed the tide, in kind of like the South Florida music kind of zeitgeist. I think it was a lot of other moments and people who were a part of that, but I think kind of dance music as a whole, and specifically like black dance music, is just such a different experience. I do find myself constantly going to it and being like, I don't know enough here, and it's been around for as long as everything else has, and I need to know more about it. So I echo that.
You know who really made that true for me too is Zach Fox. I look at his sets religiously, because it's like it's like you get some like this historical context. Like you get a deep
Yes.
history of like, oh man,
Yes.
we used to have this bumping back in the day, and it's kind of
Exactly.
gotten lost. But now I'm gonna let y'all know, like, hey
Yeah.
man, we've been doing this for a minute. So
Right,
like
right.
I'm always watching his sets, working out to his sets, and that's one thing too I want to do next year is DJ too. I want to get into that more.
Come on. I'm gonna hold you to that because I need to do the same thing. So we gonna
Okay.
we gonna go
6 months
B2B.
from now.
Yeah, we got you.
But yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's been killing it lately. So yeah.
Yeah. Even when he came to Florida, he came to Miami. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you know. And then him being one of the first artists at Big Calf on I think the first year he was the headliner.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's always showing love, and I think again it's like he's a student of music and a student of the understanding. I think, funnily enough, that same connection with dance music, he got me there because of his gospel knowledge and his R&B knowledge. So
Yeah.
I was listening to a lot of the show. He does it with his wife, and shout out to Pickpocket. On NTS, yeah, and I just would listen to stuff and I'd be like, okay, cool, like I know this song, I know that song. What is this 19-minute
Yeah.
beat that's like I'm like, okay, this is not my bag,
Yeah, yeah.
but then it's like you hear different things, and bruh, I really appreciate this conversation because I rarely get opportunity to nerd out on a mic.
Oh, this is what I welcome, this kind of thing. Like I want people.
we got
to nerd out.
we got to do this more. We got to do this more
for sure.
But yeah, like you hear the ways that for almost every release in the 90s and early 2000s there was a dance remix, then there was like a bass remix, and there was like a hip-hop leaning
Yo,
remix,
man.
so it's like these tenets of black music have existed, and then other cultures have been like, we need to adopt these things and tap into these things and steal these things and then not give credit for these things, and
You know-
that's how you get K-pop, and that's a whole
You seen the movie Sinners, right?
Yes.
It's that scene, bro. Like everything you just
Yes.
said, I just imagine that scene
Yes.
of just going through the music through our like
Mm-hmm.
lineage or whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
that was that what I just heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before we end this off, did you have anything or genres that you want to dive more deeper into?
Yes. I have, as somebody who was once in a jerk crew, the things that the UK is doing with jerk music and jugging is confusing to me because
Really?
it is so good, and I never thought in my wildest dreams I would hear music from California.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is new to me.
Bro, there's like a whole movement of people like Black or Tan that happened this year. There's a song called Juggin' that is a really good song. There's a lot of people who I think are in relation to Dexter and the News Agent that are just making jerk music in the UK, and it's crazy because it just reminds me of being a kid and having my little foxtail on and wearing my shoes and doing wearing my skinny jeans and trying to fit in. You feel me? But it's crazy because it feels like a fever dream a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it is something that I guess it would have felt like if somebody, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like somebody is doing something that I know very well, but they're doing it different, and they're doing it with a different attitude, and they're a lot younger, and they're all younger than me, so it feels like, ooh, how do you know about this? But you might have more insight because like I grew up into it. You like studied it, you know, you're living it. It's a different thing. So I think the UK has had an amazing year for rap and R&B in general. So I think rounding that out, I would love to kind of step back into a lot more global sounds. I think I took a break from that. I think when I was doing the traditional radio show, I kind of forced myself to listen to more music from around the world.
Yeah.
And I think that helped inform a lot of things for me. So I want to kind of echo your answer and say like I want to make sure I'm keeping that global kind of thing sharp. Yeah.
This was not a part of the program, but do you feel like there's a resurgence of jazz?
Let's talk about it. Hold on. I got the Destiny Conrad project on vinyl in the back.
Really?
Right now.
That's a good
Like,
album. That's a good album.
oh, it's weird. It's weird for me as somebody who loves jazz. I think the jazz is one of the things, for some reason, jazz and classical music, I think the life of a genre is that you kind of are obscure and weird to people. Then you either hit it and stay the course, or you hit it and then just kind of sit in a pocket.
Okay.
Which is funny for jazz. I think jazz has done that really well, and I think it's expanded and developed with people like Robert Glasper. The entire what you call it, neo soul movement. I think had roots in jazz naturally, and it's kind of spiraled out into a lot of other people who have kind of taken up the mantle. But I do think because it's fundamentally live movement music, it's coming back.
Yeah.
And it's coming back in a way that I think, I think it's very telling what is shown at the Grammys or the major shows as kind of a litmus test of what's popular. But I definitely see more artists who are classically trained, who are, making non-vocal. There's no person's voice on this album, just jazz,
which is great.
And people that got da trio in the names, like, okay, you really about this. Like I do see a resurgence of that because it's so intimate. It's like intimate music, and it's a feeling that you can't deny, even if it throws you off, to be like, what is this? What is happening? This is too fast, this is too slow, this is whatever. It's like, it's making you feel something.
Yeah.
I think a lot of music right now is perfect. It's like good to a point. And that's, again, my thing with AI. It's like, it's good, but it's missing everything else. Like, it's
the soul.
There's no, it's food, there's no flavor, So I think the soul of jazz, the soul of R&B, I think, which is also making a resurgence, is alive and well, because I think it's like feeling, like you were saying about crooning and like the balladeers. Like, I think that's a lost art. So I think people are finding it again, and I think people miss it. So they're kind of clean to it.
Another thing too, I'm gonna end it off with this, is like, I think if artists do more of the work, as in diving into like the history of this thing, and how much value and how much meaning these genres have, that's when you start creating more beautiful music, I think. Because I think there's responsibility with it, and I think there's just so much context that comes with diving into these genres, such as jazz, which I think jazz is another form of music that's liberating, that doesn't it's not confined to structure per se all the time. Even Sun Ra said, like, hey, like, it was kind of like a rebellion against racism, like, in a sense. So like, I think that's really dope in how AI can never replicate something like that, right? It doesn't know the history, it doesn't know all these things.
Exactly.
So I think there's hope there. Just hopefully, people want to do that more, and maybe that's our job to like maybe amplify and show that deeper appreciation, maybe. But I would say, like, that's all I had with you today as far as categories. I think this was super dope. It went a lot more smoother than I thought it would.
I was about to say, it was almost an hour. It was almost 2 hours. Like, that's all. That's it.
I was trying to make it an hour long, but no, this was super dope. Thank you again for jumping on,
of course,
here with me. You put me onto a lot. I'm gonna have to do my own homework after this. Same. And yeah, man, thank you so much. I don't have an official title for this show. We're just talking about music, our favorites for 2025. We're gonna catch y'all later. Do you want to shout out anything that you want to put people on, or like as far as like your socials?
I can stay tuned for everything with Procrastination Radio. I think the next year is trying to look at more opportunities to collab with like-minded people like yourself, and tell more of the stories of every entry into the creative world. So stay tuned to everything Procrastination Radio on everything, and yeah, thank you for bringing me and inviting me.
Of course, of course. We do. I do want to do. I have an idea for Sonder, but also the gospel music. Even though I don't know gospel music that deeply, but I've seen you on TikTok.
Yeah.
You're reposting John P. Key, and
Yeah,
so
my-
many of these
my-
other like crazy choirs.
Yeah.
We won't get into that, but in the
We're gonna
end
do
of
it.
here, we're looking forward to 2026 and more collaborations. We're gonna see y'all later. My name is Cleveland Rowe. Thank you, Julian, for being on this guest podcast with me. This is your
course,
favorite
of
music
course.
journalist. We're gonna catch y'all later. Peace, love.
Peace, 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 peace.